Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a true old school hardcore tutorial where we're kind of just talking about the actual technique of stuff. So today I figured we've all been in quarantine and obviously we have no idea what the state is of our city or our state or our country even. I know a lot of us are also out of work, and so I'm sure a lot of you guys, the last thing on your mind is makeup. So I kind of wanted to give you guys an opportunity to really encourage you guys to play with what you already have in your collection, really without needing to purchase anything else, and really just get down to the nitty-gritty and show you guys how to make magic with stuff you already have in your collection. So today I'm showing you guys exactly how I created this eyeshadow look. It is super dark, super bold, super colorful, super dramatic, and I feel like sometimes you have exactly the tools that you need at home to create bomb AF makeup looks. But sometimes I feel like, you know, you can't really get your shadows to read the way you want them to. They're not showing up the color that they are in the pan. There's like all these extra little, what are they called? Hurdles that you have to jump through in order to really get your makeup to work for you. So really I wanted to just go ahead and make this video and show you guys exactly how I do that without having to spend a single dollar. Because let's be real, none of us are really thinking about spending our money on makeup. I mean, some of us are, but definitely not everyone. In this video, I went ahead and I actually showed you guys exactly the tools that I use, exactly the products that I use, and of course exactly the things that I recommend. I know for a fact that not everyone is going to have all of the things that I use in this video, and please understand that by no means do you need the things that I use in this video to achieve a look that looks like this. If you have a palette with any color, you're good. That's all you need. You need, and some brushes. Let's not drag it. Come on, sis. You know what I mean? Palette and brushes. You guys are good to go. So yeah. Without further ado, I'm going to stop running my damn mouth because obviously we don't want this to be a 50-minute video, even though I've got some of those too. You know? Small disclaimer really quick. I know I keep saying let's get started and then I've got something else to say. It's like because I really should like write myself a script. But like, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, small disclaimer. One thing y'all are not gonna do right now is drag me for my nails. Okay? Y'all have never seen your girl on this channel without a fresh set. Okay, except maybe like the last video because I needed to fill in bad. But you know what I mean. Pre-quarantine, your girl was stylish, poppin', flawless. You know? And that's not the case right now. Secondly, you're not going to drag me for this next clip right here. Alright, let's go. Get started. I already did one eye completely off camera just in an effort to save some time. So before we go ahead and just jump right in, I want to throw a few really important points out that I'm not sure I addressed in the intro. You know what I mean? Mainly because I haven't filmed it yet, you know? Basically, the thing about getting a really pigmented, I look fucking crazy. I can't even deal. But I know I have to keep talking to you like this, but it's fine. It's totally fine. The thing about getting a really pigmented eyeshadow look is that I feel like there's this mentality in a lot of us that we have to have all these magical products that are really going to take our makeup game to the next level. It's not really the case. It's a lesson I had to learn sort of the hard way after I purchased palette after palette after palette and primer and concealers and all these things that I was purchasing that I really realized were not necessary. I'm just gonna mention a few key products that I think you need. Do you need the specific ones that I mentioned in this video? No, absolutely not. The first thing that you really do need for this look is an eyeshadow base. You definitely want a cream product, something that's very pigmented. I'm gonna say the words thick, but I don't mean that in actual like you don't need a cream paint pod, if that makes sense. Like a regular liquid base is fine, but something with a nice creamy, that's the word I wanted, not thick, creamy, a nice creamy consistency. I use the P. Louise eyeshadow base. There are plenty of eyeshadow bases on the market. You don't need to spend a lot of money on them. I want to stress that a lot. If you don't have a base readily in your kit, that's okay too. You can use a concealer, something that is lighter than your skin. The lighter the base, the brighter the colors will be. I don't think you need like a white base. Let's not go that far. I don't want to drag it, but I definitely think you should have a lighter base, or at least this is what works for me. The second thing that I really want to mention is any palette. Any palette. Today for this look I used the Norvina palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is volume 2, I think. Yes, this is volume 2. I was really big on like purchasing palettes and being like, wow, this really, like, this is not pigmented enough. And is that a thing? Yes, it's absolutely a thing. I don't want to even stand here and act like it's not an actual thing. What I mean by that is that when you are learning or you are trying to create looks, you don't need the best palette out there. If you have the right techniques and the right approaches, you can really use any palette. And the last thing is, this is gonna probably seem a little weird, but I mean it, it's legit. Usually looks like this require multiple brushes. If you don't have the opportunity to get your hands on a lot of brushes, that's fine. I have invested in instant brush cleaner. This specific one is by Beauty Blender. You don't need this specific one because I do think this is $20. There are some that are way less expensive. So this way, because brushes can really add up as well. If you don't have a lot of brushes or you can't afford to purchase a lot of brushes, I don't want that to discourage you. You can literally take $7, $8, go and get an instant brush cleaner, and this way, if the brush is appropriate, if the same brush is appropriate but you need it for 2 different shadows like you're gonna see in this video, you can grab a brush cleaner, literally 1 spritz and like a little swab on a paper towel. Like, you don't even really need like a color swatch or anything like that to like really sort of really get the color out. Honestly, that's it. That's it. Those 3 things. So yeah, let's just go ahead. Let's just get started. I'm gonna show you guys these are just like some techniques, like I said in the beginning, that I have picked up along the way. So I'm gonna start by brushing my brows up, and for looks like this, I do my brows after my shadow. I know you guys have seen me a million times do my brows first, but I have just found, like, with the more dramatic looks, that doing my eyebrows afterwards is a little bit more helpful in being able to kind of pull the product everywhere and not really messing up my brows. Also, it's super easy to do your brows afterwards too. It's not any more difficult than doing your brows beforehand. Honestly, sometimes I find that's a little easier. So picking up your eyeshadow base and a flat concealer brush, you want to just pack this onto your lid, and then in that same moment you're going to carve out your brow area. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't stress yourself out about that. So you want to go ahead and take your primer, concealer, your base, whatever you are using, and using that concealer brush, you want to go ahead and just pat it into the lid. You don't want to be swiping because I'm not sure if you guys can see. Here, let me zoom in a little. You don't want to pull the product because that will actually be removing product. So you want to just go ahead and be patting it down until you find that you have gotten the coverage that you want. And you can add more if you need to. So you can always start with a little bit and then build up and build up and build up. You want to be careful not to go overboard, especially if you're using a concealer. And the reason for that being, once you start to pack the eyeshadow down, the concealer will lift, and you really don't want that. Next, I'm going to take a pencil brush. Your pencil brushes will look like this. Many brands make them. This specific one is from Zoeva. It's a 230, and I'm going to dip right into this black shade. Now, one thing that I used to struggle with all the time was feeling like I wasn't picking up enough product. So I like to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I tap once to get a little bit of that like dustiness off. And then for this particular look, I'm starting in my inner corner, and I am literally just going to be patting this black shadow in the shape that I want this to lay on my eye. And you want to just pick up a little bit more. Maybe this time you go back in, you find that you don't need to swirl, you don't need to really count to 5. You can maybe count to 2, count to 3, because most of the product is already on the brush. And then you want to just go back in and keep doing it until you achieve the shape that you want. Okay, now that we've gotten down the color, you see that it's a really nice bold black shadow that's packed down on our eyelid here. Using the same brush, you want to hold your brush closer toward the tip, sort of like a pencil, and you want to, in very small circular motions, kind of just work along the outskirts of that the original laydown, and you want to blend it out just a little. When I say small circular motions, you literally almost want to imagine like you're drawing a little circle in there, like literally over and over and over again. Draw a small circle, small circle, small circle, small circle, small circle, until it's pretty even. Now we're gonna switch brushes and we're gonna work in our inner corner. You're gonna take a small blending brush. This specific one that I'm using is a Morphe M506. And now I'm going into this shade here, D3, this pink. And then once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tapping off once, and then right here in this inner corner, sort of right a little bit over the black, but not on the black. I know that doesn't really make sense, but you'll see. And you want to once again do small circular motions. So what you're going to find is some of the pink is laying over the black, and that is absolutely okay right now, because we're going to just blend it all out later. So once again, using this blending brush, you want to just be doing small circular motions all until you are satisfied with the color payoff that you have achieved. And if you feel like how like mine is laid down and you don't really feel like you have as much color, once again, like I said with the black, just go back in, count to 5 or whatever number you feel like, sing a little song, your favorite little melody, whatever, until you've picked up the amount of color that you are happy with. So now, if you don't have another M506 like I do, you want to go ahead and take your brush cleaner, give it a little spritz, swirl it, swirl on a paper towel, and sort of get rid of that pink so that you have a clean brush. Now we're going into the shade B3. It's this green right here. And once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tapping off just once, and then we're going to work on the outer corner here. So once again, small circular motions. And then you want to go ahead and just blend it into the pink over here. The green, we're going to sort of pull out like a little bit, like this side. You'll see us sort of wing it out. Not really wing it out, but pull it toward the outer eye. The outer corner, the outer eye. What am I saying? This is what happens. Like, you literally can't speak English. Okay. Then, using the same brush, I'm going to go into D2, which is this orange right here. And now, with this particular color, because we want way less color payoff, we're just going to go twice. And then we're going to sort of blend this pink and the green together. Blend, blend, blend. And then if you feel like you need to, you can pick up a little bit more green or a little bit more pink until you're satisfied with the color payoff that you've got. So now I'm taking a Morphe M507. And again, this is a different brush, but it's really not very different. It's like a tiny, tiny bit more narrow than the 506. So if you don't have a 507 and you only have a 506, once again, give your brush a little spritz and you want to just clean it off so you have a clean brush. And then while the brush is completely clean, you want to go in and you want to go over the black and green and blend, 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 picking up a little bit of the black. And when I say a little, I mean like 2 taps, like, and then pick it up. And you want to go over where the green and the black sort of came together and met. And you want to blend the 2 colors together a little bit more seamlessly. So then you want to take this clean brush and you want to just be going all around the perimeter of the black, where the black meets the orange and the black meets the pink, and really just be blending it out, blending it out, blending it out. Achieving blends like this can be very time consuming, So just try to be patient with yourself and really trust the process. Now I'm just going in, and once again I'm picking up D3, which is that pink, and I'm adding a little bit more pink, and then a little bit more black, and a little bit more pink, until I'm really just satisfied with the color that I see. Alright, so now is when we're going to go in and pick up that yellow shade. So for this particular color, I'm using a bigger blending brush. It does have like, it looks like it's got pink on it, but I promise it's just like permanently stained at this point, honestly, because it's like, it's a white hairbrush. This particular one is a MAC 217. We're going right here into the shade D4. And once again, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're just tapping off the excess. And then this color is just going to go on the outside. And then this color you want to pull up into your brow. Alright, so now we're going to take the time to cut our crease. And I'm just picking up a very little bit of my eyeshadow base on my hand, and you can use whatever brush you are comfortable cutting your crease with. For these specific type of cut creases, I like to use an angled brush. This specific angled brush is really thin and really narrow. It's a Zoeva Wing Liner 317 brush, and I just really like it because of the size of it. And so I have hooded eyes, so I'm gonna go ahead and create my cut crease the way I normally would for a hooded eye. And that's to sort of let that top stamp over. And then once I have the shape of the cut crease that I'd like, I'm just going to go ahead back in with a concealer brush and pack my eyeshadow base down here. So for this next step, you don't even really need a brush. You can actually use your fingers. It's totally up to you. But I'm going to use a flat brush. This is a Morphe 421 brush. And I'm going into the shade right here, D1. And I'm just going to pick up a decent amount of product onto my brush. And I'm going to go ahead and on the bottom half of my lid, I'm going to just pack this color down. Then using the same exact brush, I'm picking up C1, and I'm going to take it and put it right into the top half of my, this blank space that I have up here on the top. Then once again, I'm picking up the shade E5, the black, and right here on the bottom, I'm going to just sort of blend a little bit more black in here so it's not such an aggressive line of demarcation. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and get my lash ready to apply. So I just went ahead and popped a little bit of glue from House of Lashes on there. Now once again, I'm taking my eyeshadow base. I don't know why I cannot speak English. It's actually quite frustrating. Now I'm taking my eyeshadow base, and I picked up about just this much on the back of my concealer brush. And I'm going to go ahead and pop a little bit of this on my lower lash line. So same technique. Now that that's done, I'm just going to apply my lash really quickly. Alright, now that my lash is on, I'm going to go ahead and take a black eyeliner pencil. This is the shade Feline from MAC. And I'm going to go ahead and pop this into my waterline. Then taking your pencil brush that you originally used to pack down the black, you want to pick up just a little bit of black on the same brush. Tap off the excess and then blend it out with your eyeliner. Alright, once that's all laid down, we're going to pick up that same pink shade, D3, once again on a Morphe M506. Tap off the excess, and you want to just go ahead and blend that in the inner corner of the lower lash. It does not have to be perfect by any means. So we're going to clean it up in a minute. Then also on a Morphe M506, you want to pick up the shade B3, which was the green, and you want to just brush that into the outer corner. Of course, adding a little bit more pink to blend the green and the pink together. Then you want to add the yellow, which is the shade D4, once again on a larger blending brush. I used my MAC 217, and you want to pull it from the around all the way in. Next, we want to just go back to the brows. So as you saw before, we left our brows completely bare. So we're going to go in with a spoolie, brush them out, and fill them in as we normally would. Sometimes you'll find that this is a little bit easier just because you already have a base laid down for you. And sometimes, you know, this might not be your cup of tea. So you really can just find what works for you through a lot of practice. And then of course lastly, you just want to add some mascara to your eyes if you have not done so already. And then I just realized I forgot my inner corner on this eye. So if you haven't already, you want to just take a small detail brush and pop some color in there. The shade that I used for this eye is C1. It's just this one right here. You can use your highlighter, whatever you are comfortable with, whatever you normally use is fine as long as the color coincides well with the shadow. And this shadow that I'm using is the same one that we added right up here not too long ago. Alright, now that that's all done, I'm going to hop off and I'm going to go ahead and do my base makeup. So I'll be back and I'll kind of show you guys how we cleaned everything up. And yeah, give me a sec. Alright guys, so I'm back and I went ahead and did the rest of my face. We are completely done with the face. I did just want to go back and touch base and basically finish up the eyes to really complete this look. So the way we're going to start is, once again, we're going to take that MAC 217 brush and we're going to go into the shade here, D4, and pick up some of that yellow. And then right around the edges is where we're going to add some of the yellow back to the eye. So the reason I like to do this step after I do my makeup is just because it really pulls everything back together, and then any mistakes that you might have made while you were adding your concealer and your foundation or your contour or whatever that you may have messed up, you can go ahead and just add the color right back and really fix it up. Alright guys, and that basically concludes this look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Of course, I hope you guys learned something new. I hope I encourage you guys to step out of your comfort zone and really try some things at home. And of course, if you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. And of course, leave a comment in the comment box down below if you guys have something you want to say. Maybe if you guys want to tell me something else you guys want to see, if there's something else you'd like to learn, or even if you guys just want to hang out with me and want me to talk about a specific topic. Of course, you can leave all of those things down in the comment box below. But yeah, if you guys haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I definitely want to see you guys all back here for more, so I can share a little bit more with you guys. You know, I love you guys. So that is all for today, and I love you all, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.